The Chicago Bears 2020 schedule is out, and we're going to break it down here on Chicago Bears Now. I am your host, Harrison Graham. We'll go through weeks 1 through 17 fairly quickly here, then I'll take a deeper dive into each of the games. Week 1, Bears head up to Detroit to take on the Lions. Week 2, they come back home to face the New York Giants. Week 3, it'll be Bears at Falcons, and then Week 4, the Bears come back home to face the Indianapolis Colts. Week 5, Tampa Bay, Tom Brady. You guys were wondering when it was happening. Thursday night football in Chicago. I can't wait for that one. Week 6 at the Carolina Panthers. Week 7, another primetime game. It's Monday night football, Bears and Rams. Remember last time the Bears faced the Rams? Yeah, Jared Goff a couple of seasons ago. That was good for the Bears. Week 8, Saints at home. Weeks 9 through 12, the Bears go to Tennessee to face the Titans in Week 9. Week 10, another Monday Night Football game against the Minnesota Vikings before hitting their bye week in Week 11. And then Week 12, the Bears go to Green Bay for Sunday Night Football to face the Packers. Weeks 13 through 17, Lions for the second time at home. Texans at home as well in Week 14 before going to Minnesota on the road at Jacksonville in Week 16 before coming back home to face the Packers to finish out the 2020 season. Before we take a deeper dive into the schedule, I want you to predict the Bears' record for the 2020 season. Go ahead and predict it. Schedule's right there. What do you think? I'm going to say 9-7. That's my way too early prediction, and that Chicago will be one of the 3 wild card teams. Remember, extra wild card spot this year. So predict the record. I'm saying 9-7. I'm sure I'll come to a different conclusion later on, but way too early prediction is 9-7. Let's take a deeper dive into the schedule now. Go a little bit slower here on Chicago Bears Now. Week 1 against the Detroit Lions on the road. Got to win that game. Detroit, low man on the totem pole in the division. You get a chance to pick up a key road win early on. That's going to be big to start off fast because then you get the Giants at home. You can start 2-0 fairly easily if you win at Detroit. You get a Giants team who's rebuilding at home, get to 2-0. Then the Atlanta Falcons on the road. We'll take a closer look at this one. I think this is going to be one of these kind of tricky ones because Atlanta coming off a down year as the Bears did at 7-9. Both these head coaches, Matt Nagy, Dan Quinn, both are under pressure in 2020 to win. So this is going to be a key game for both these teams early on. I think Chicago will bring it and take that defense to Atlanta and hold down Matt Ryan and the Atlanta Falcons. And then Week 4, Phillip Rivers and the new-look Colts at home in Chicago. So you got a pretty manageable first month there. You go to Detroit, Giants at home, at Atlanta, Colts at home. None of those teams made the playoffs last year. Bears should win 3 of those 4 at least, if not have a chance to go 4-0. 4-0 is going to be tough for any 4-week stretch, but if you can win 3 there, start off 3-1, that's a pretty good start. Speaking of starting off well, how about the playoffs? If you think Chicago's going to the playoffs, like this video, give us a thumbs up. I expect to see hundreds of likes on this video because I think the Bears will be back in the playoffs in 2020. So help us out. Give this video a big thumbs up if you think Chicago will be in the postseason. Let's go through weeks 5 through 8, starting with, Tampa Bay, Tampa Brady, whatever it is. Bucks, Thursday Night Football, Week 5. We were all waiting to see when the Bears would face the Buccaneers. Here it is, Thursday Night Football in Week 5. I'm excited for this game. It's at home. Hopefully it starts to get cold at this point. I was hoping it would be later in the season because Tom Brady doesn't always play well in cold weather, but it won't be super cold in Week 5. But that should be a fun matchup. We'll see if the Bears defense can hold down the Buccaneers offense. Week 6, going to Carolina to face Matt Rule in his first year at Carolina. We'll see how Teddy Bridgewater fares as the new quarterback of the Carolina Panthers. 6 weeks in, guys, no playoff opponents. So that is going to be an interesting one. Before we take a dive into the Rams in Week 7, what do you think? What is the Bears' best game this season? Go ahead and comment down below. What is the Bears' best matchup in 2020? Go ahead and let us know. That Buccaneers one, that might be my favorite non-conference matchup. Week 7 at LA to face the Rams for a Monday night tilt. Still no playoff games. Guys, the Bears, the first 7 weeks of the season, play 0 playoff opponents. You got to take advantage of the schedule early on because then you got the Saints coming to down in Week 8. That's going to be a tough matchup for the Chicago Bears. What's not a tough decision is getting your mother some flowers for Mother's Day when you go to chatsports.com/mom. It's chatsports.com/mom. 15% off. It's not too late. Mother's Day is this Sunday. You can still get her tons of flowers. Yeah, take it. We got gifts. We got chocolates. Help your mom out during these tough times. I know I take my mom for granted at times. We shouldn't do that. Moms are the best. Chatsports.com/mom. Make her feel special on Mother's Day this Sunday. That link will be in the comments and in the description. Make it easy for you guys. 15% off flowers and gifts. All right, second half of this schedule, weeks 9 through 12 at Tennessee. That's going to be a tough road game, I think, for Chicago. They finished last year strong, brought back their key pieces. Derrick Henry's running the rock. Ryan Tannehill's back. That'll be a tricky game. Then another Monday night game against the Minnesota Vikings in Week 10. I'm excited for that one, and then the bye week in Week 11 before, yes, at Green Bay, Sunday Night Football, prime time. Nick Foles, Aaron Rodgers, or Mitchell Trubisky. We'll see who wins the Bears quarterback job, but it's time to get vengeance this year. Packers ran away with this division last year. Can't have it. Bears got to bounce back this year and take back the NFC North, and it starts with Week 12 when the Bears go up to Lambeau to take on Aaron Rodgers and the boys. Look, I don't love what the Packers did this offseason. I think this division is up for grabs. This Bears defense is going to be nasty. Why not set the tone and win a big road game up in Green Bay? Before we get to the final 5 games of the schedule, I want to remind you guys to subscribe to the channel or tell you new watchers who have found us for the first time about Chicago Bears Now. We have videos going up almost every single day. We have the latest rumors, the latest Bears news. We do watch parties during the NFL season, during, big matchups. Maybe we'll do one for that Packers game in Week 12. We do live Q&A and a whole lot more. We're very interactive here on Chicago Bears Now. We pride ourselves on that. So hit that big red subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. All right, weeks 13 through 17, the Bears come home to face the Lions. I think that's a very winnable game, obviously. Week 14 against the Texans at home. Deshaun Watson coming to town. No DeAndre Hopkins, which helps. So we'll see if their offense or the Bears' defense has the better of the two. Week 15 at Minnesota. This could be one of those games jockeying for playoff positioning. That's why I wanted to take an extra second to talk about this one. The Vikings' defense got a lot worse. I don't know if you guys are aware. They lost everybody. Just about. And they're not going to bring back Everson Griffin either. So that's a new look team. They're building more around Kirk Cousins, which as strange as it sounds, that's kind of what they've done this offseason. We'll see how this thing pans out. No Stephon Diggs either. So I think the Bears can leapfrog the Vikings in this division this year. We'll see if they can catch the Packers in 2020. Week 16 at Jacksonville, that's a game you got to have. When I look at a schedule, 8 road games, 8 home games, you got to find 2 or 3 road games that stand out as must-wins. Detroit, Jacksonville, got to win both those games on the road. And then week 17, come back home to face the Packers. That could decide the division. Who knows? That could decide the NFC North when it's all said and done. I don't see a team running away with it this year like the Packers did last year. I think this will come down to the past couple of weeks of the season, and I'll leave it to you guys to predict it. Who will win the NFC North? Bears, Lions, Packers, or Vikings? Go ahead and let me know down in the comments section. I'm rolling with the Bears. Why not? I think the Bears have the ingredients. It's going to be all about quarterback play. Defense is there, skill players are there. Offensive line is a question mark, but if the quarterback play is better, the Bears can win this division. I think they'll be better than 8-8, which is what they were last year. Obviously, the Packers ran away with this thing in 2019. I think the top 3 teams there, Packers, Vikings, and Bears, I think it'll be tight. I think 11 games wins this division this year. We'll see if the Bears can get there. I got them at 9-7, 10-6 right now. You find an extra win somewhere, perhaps the Bears could win the division in 2020. So just a quick little rapid fire one more time to go through the schedule. At Detroit against the Giants in Week 2, at Atlanta in Week 3, and then against the Colts in Week 4. Bears 2020 schedule weeks 5 through 8 versus Tampa Bay and Tom Brady in Week 5. At Carolina in Week 6. At the Rams in Week 7 for Monday Night Football. Side note here, one more time. First 7 weeks, 0 playoff teams from last year. Got to start fast. Week 8 against the Saints at home. Weeks 9 through 12 at Tennessee against the Vikings for Monday Night Football. Bye week in Week 11, and then at Green Bay for Sunday Night Football in Week 12 before finishing things off against the Lions in Week 13. Texans at home in Week 14. Couple of road games there at Minnesota, at Jacksonville in Weeks 15 and 16. And then the then the Chicago Bears finish their 2020 schedule against the hated rival Green Bay Packers at home in Week 17.